Hello, and what's news, neighbor? Today I'm speaking with Kristin Maahs, who is a harpist and my neighbor across the street, even. Very exciting for me. Thank you, Kristin, for fitting me in. I know it's spring break, and so maybe there's a little bit of a lull for you, so thanks a lot. So I warned you ahead of time I was going to ask the dumb questions, but we'll start with basics. So, Kristin, how long have you been playing? What instrument do you play?
Well, I play harp.
Yeah.
So I started when I was 9 years old in 4th grade, and it was in the Des Moines Public Schools. So it was introduced at Woodlawn Elementary, and I just happened to be, I think the music teacher in those days kind of handpicked people for lessons. I think that it's kind of a long story, but a friend of mine who plays harp, she was at Woodlawn also, and her parents wanted to have her take harp lessons. They approached the Des Moines School Board. They bought a harp for $400, and then they went on a search for a harp teacher. And so then the music teacher was recruiting students for the harp teacher that came in and taught lessons at the school, and they bought this harp. And so I was one of the students recruited, and I qualified because I had piano background. I've been taking piano lessons from a neighborhood piano teacher. So that's how it all started. So I've been playing most of my life.
Wow. And our hats off to public education for making that opportunity happen.
Yes. Well, the neat thing is that I did what my teacher did, and I taught harp in the Des Moines Public Schools at Edmonds, and then I went to Callanan, and I think I went a little bit to Brody, and other schools that students continued on. So it was pretty fun job.
Wow. And so now you're still an instructor though, right?
Yes. Yes. So I teach in my home studio, and then I also teach at Grinnell College and at Iowa State. So yeah, it's you have a lot of little pieces to make it all work, and it's a work I love.
Right. And just to educate those of us who really don't know a lot about the harp, Kristin, tell us the basic stuff that maybe people just don't know. Like, I mean, I know it fits into orchestral music periodically or often. What clef, that kind of stuff. Educate us on the basics.
Well, so those of you who know piano will understand the harp very easily, because the piano and the harp are very, very similar, except for it's vertical rather than horizontal. So the strings are colored. So we have the red C's and black F's, and then the white or yellowish strings in between. So the reds are all C's. So, and we have almost the range of a piano. It's a little bit shorter. The full-size harp has 47 strings. This one has 36. So it's like a whole orchestra in itself. It can play high, low, and lots of wonderful effects and things. And so, so if you look at the harp, this is middle C. A lot of people, have heard that term. So you can see it's in the middle of the harp. So it's kind of like where you start, like you would in piano. And it's treble clef on the right hand, like piano, and left hand would play the bass clef. So, if you have piano background, you're ahead of the curve in understanding the instrument. One thing about the harp is you have to be your own maintenance person. So you have to tune it and fix broken strings, and there's a lot of work behind the scenes and keeping this beautiful instrument up. So, yeah.
Right. And it's not, is it fair to say it's not common? I mean, you, like you said, you piece together, you do instruction, but you can also be hired to do, well, I know you played for our son's wedding, for example. I mean, people who want the beautiful sound of a harp, you're for hire, right?
Right. Yeah, so I play for weddings and church services, and I played for the Catholic Peace Ministries in Nolan Plaza last fall. That was kind of a neat special event. And, at all sorts of occasions. Sometimes I play at dinners, for corporations, or, there's just a huge variety of things. I'm also hired to play harp in orchestras around the state. I've played with Central Iowa Symphony, Grinnell Symphony, Iowa State, and Des Moines Symphony as an extra. So I enjoy the diverse things I can do within this job. So.
Right, and I mean, it's not easy. I've watched you from across the street when I'm busy being nosy, and you have to haul this thing. I mean, it's a big instrument, and you have to have a big car to haul it, and it's heavy. So, but it's beautiful. Yeah. So, how many? I mean, just how common is the harp in Des Moines and in Iowa? I mean, are you guys a short list, or is it fairly long?
Well, I think in Central Iowa, you know, we might, I guess I'm just gonna throw a number out there, 3 or 4 of us that are professional.
That's short.
Yeah, okay. And then on the eastern part of the state, there's a lot more, just because there's more population. Yeah.
Okay. All right, that makes some sense. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, so you're available for lessons. You're upper high. Oh, I know the other thing I want to ask. You were at some point. I don't know if you still are. Are you still in a group or with some groups that play? I know there was.
Yes, definitely. I had a group called the Odyssey Trio, and I played with Sandra Waka, who was flutist, and then Tom Hudson, who played cello. We also had Mary Pashanik, who plays with the symphony. She would play with us too, because Tom lives in Connecticut, so it was kind of like a distance problem. But we recorded 5 CDs and performed, local and in Iowa concerts, and that was just a lot of fun. It just kind of a thing that happened in the mid 1990s that we played for St. John Lutheran's church service, and we played this trio arrangements that I had, and it was like felt magical. And so we were like, oh, we should record these, and it seemed like a flip comment, and then we did it. And the following summer, we, in a couple days, we put a Christmas CD together called Winter White. But we don't perform any longer. So, that was just a few years ago in 1995. So, and then I also played a Celtic harp duo. And we called ourselves the Aaron Daughters. And we, there was Barb Evenson and I. Aaron is actually an area of Ireland.
Oh.
A-R-A-N. St. Patrick's Day, by the way. So.
Oh yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's a western part of Ireland.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Oh yeah, the Aran Islands are in the western part of Ireland, and my friend Barb and I, who had this duo, we studied harp at a school in Ireland, and we played at the Iowa Irish Harp Festival, and the Milwaukee, and the one up in Wisconsin too, lacrosse. So it was fun. And I don't do that anymore, but of course COVID's changed a lot of things too. So.
Oh my gosh. And you are doing lessons, I know.
Yeah.
Virtually a little bit, right, for a while?
Yes. And hopefully, we'll return to normal again, but yes.
Yeah. Or even a masked version would probably be possible, maybe, I don't know.
Yes.
Okay, well, Chris, I didn't warn you ahead of time, but now I'm gonna ask, do you have a small piece you could share with us?
Well, since it's St. Patrick's Day, I'd like to play an Irish tune. It's called the Kilkenny Tune. And Kilkenny is a place in southeast Ireland. And anyway, it's a pipe tune, fun little thing. It's a little short thing, so I'll play that for you.
Wonderful, thank you.
Piece. Thank you.
It's a very little piece, but it's perfect. Yeah. And I could even see in that your bass and treble at work,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep. And sometimes we break those rules.
Yep, very good.
Oh, it's all kind of rules you start with and then change them.
Perfect, perfect. Well, Kristin, I'll be sure to include links for people who want to find you to hire you or to take lessons or find out more. So thank you for being an artist, first of all, and for sharing your art. And thank you for being my neighbor.
Sure.
And thanks so much.
All right. Thank you. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone.